Yes, I'm wearing the same outfit as yesterday. What are you going to do about it? Mariners have reportedly acquired Yimi Garcia from the Toronto Blue Jays, with the headliner believed to be Jonatan Clase. If this ends up being a bigger deal and, the Mariners are interested in acquiring a few guys from the Blue Jays, I will just shelve this and re-record something else. But I wanted to give you my thoughts, mainly because assuming Clase is the headliner and assuming Garcia is the best player coming back to Seattle, I really like this trade. Let's go over Garcia's numbers. He has appeared in 29 games. He has a 2.70 ERA. He's appeared in 30 innings, allowed 16 hits, 3 of those hits homers, 42 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Now, Garcia did deal with some injury stuff earlier in the year, but when he's been healthy, he's been pretty darn good. And you want to talk about a savant page that's impressive. Whew. Now, he doesn't end up actually qualifying for a lot of this stuff, but let's just take a look at what those expected numbers are. Expected ERA of 2.27, elite. Expected batting average of 169, beyond elite. Chase rate, 34.6%, superb. Whiff rate, 30.3, awesome. K rate, 36.5%, outstanding. And he's only walking 7% of the batters he's faced. Hard hit percentage, he ranks in the 34.9% is the hard hit rate that he's given up. Again, he doesn't rank in any of this stuff because he hasn't appeared in enough games. He's not a ground ball pitcher, but when you have that kind of swing and miss stuff, you have something pretty special. Let's take a look at some of the splits. What type of reliever are the Seattle Mariners getting? So if you are a right-hander who is facing Yimi Garcia, have a good day, because in 66 plate appearances, he's allowed 6 hits, 2 doubles, 100 batting average against, 169 on base percentage, and a 133 slugging percentage. Folks, that is an OPS of 303. When your OPS allowed is a bad on base percentage, you're doing really well. Now, lefties, 49 plate appearances, 44 at bats, 10 hits. He has given up 2 doubles and 3 homers against lefties. They are slugging .523 against him. He's only allowing a 227 average and a 306 on base percentage. It's tough for me to be too concerned by that. Now, obviously, you feel more confident against righties, but I feel like Yimi Garcia has the stuff, and we'll go over his stuff in a second to get left-handers out. Home and away splits. OPS at home, 592. Away from Toronto, 424. ERA, 3.5 at home, 1.5 away. So he is clearly, shoved. OPS by month. In April, March, it's 353. In May, it is 487. In June, got hit around a little bit. 283, 08, 560. That's an 868 OPS. July, 250, 286 on base percentage, like 536 OPS. ERA by month, 0.68 April, March. Still weird to me that Baseball Prospectus or Baseball Reference, doesn't like that. May, 2.08. June, 7.5. July, 4.5. Only 2 appearances so far in July, by the way. Is there anything else in terms of splits that you're interested in? Probably not. Let's take a look at the pitch mix. Normally, when you're talking about a reliever, you're talking about a guy who uses 3 pitches, a lot of times 2. Heck, some of them just rely on 1, right? That is not the case with Yimi Garcia. He throws his fastball 33% of the time. Average miles per hour on that is 97. But he throws his curveball 21% of his time. He throws his sinker 20% of the time. He throws a sweeper 15% of the time. He throws a change 9% of the time. And he shows a slider 3% of the time as well. Now, look, some of these could be misconstrued pitches. There could be a higher mix. But that is a deep mix for a reliever. You don't typically see that from a relief pitcher. We'll be curious to see how much the Mariners say, hey, we want you to go more 3 of those pitches going forward, because even his bottom 3 make up a 27% of his mix. That's over 1 out of 4 pitches being his sweeper, changeup, and slider. I'll be curious to see how Seattle deploys that because they have typically not wanted their relievers to work in that fashion. But Yimi Garcia is an exception. I'll be really curious to see how they use it. I'm fascinated by that. 6 pitches from a reliever. Let's see how effective those pitches are. The answer is pretty darn effective. 4-seam fastball. He's thrown 152 of them. 47 plate appearances. Batters are hitting 114 with a weighted on-base average against it of 184, 51.1% K rate, 30% put away. The expected stats on that are pretty darn good as well. 123 expected batting average, 199 expected weighted on-base average, 303 expected slugging, and only a hard hit percentage of 38.1%. The curveball, it's been hit around a little bit, but it still has a above average run value on it, even though hitters have hit 286 with a weighted on base average of 360 and a slugging of 500. And the reason is because he is getting K rates on 33.3% of them. Hard hit percentage of 44.4, not great, but I think the curveball has been more effective than maybe those numbers lead on. The sinker, expected batting average of 259, expected slugging of 330, expected weighted on base average of 336 with a hard hit percentage of 31.3. The actual numbers are 222, 323, 333, put away pitch of 15.4% of the time, not getting a lot of swing and misses with it, but 9.1. Sweeper, batting average of 125 against with a weighted on base average of 156, slugging 250, changeup, batting average 111, weighted on base average of 139, slugging 222. And then his slider, which he hasn't gotten a hit on, but apparently it's been pretty lucky because his expected weighted on base average is 528 and expected slugging of 1.026. So maybe a little bit of luck with the sliders not being very hit hard. Those could have been just cement mixer fastballs. Long story short, this guy has a complete arsenal and he has the ability to be effective with it. I'm going to be very interested to see how they deploy him going forward because you take a look at their current bullpen situation. You have Andres Munoz is kind of locked into that closer spot. Of course he is. Yimi Garcia should probably be your fireman now. All due respect to Gregory Santos, who's hurt right now, so maybe a little added motivation to go get that extra arm. Well, he should be your 8th inning guy. And then you move everybody else down, and hopefully you can get Santos back. I don't know if he's going on the injured list or not, but boy, oh boy, that's a really good bullpen. That's a really good bullpen. For those curious about Yimi Garcia's contract situation, and, I don't blame you. I don't have it in front of me, but I will right now. As I thought, he is signed through 2024, $6 million contract. He'll be a free agent next year. We'll see how things go. Wouldn't be surprised to see him bring him back. Also wouldn't be surprised to see Yimi Garcia pitching for a new team in the end of the year. As for what they're giving up, and I have not seen anything so far to suggest that it's a different trade, Jonatan Clase is a guy that I do like, but have absolutely no issue giving up because I think there are issues with Clase that will prevent him from ever being a full-time player. There are significant contact issues, both swing and miss, which have gone down a little bit, and also the fact that he just makes a lot of weak contact. But for Blue Jays fans, if you're wondering what you're getting an outstanding athlete, 80 grade speed, can go get it in the outfield. He's better in center than left, which is not terribly uncommon. Some people just read the baseball better, but he can play all the outfield positions. There is power in his bat. He's still tapping into it, but he has shown the ability to drive the baseball. Switch hitter. I think he's going to be a really nice 4th outfielder. I don't think he's ever going to be a starter, which is the reason why I don't have a huge problem with this deal. I mean, I wouldn't have had it even if I thought Yimi Garcia was going to be an average regular because I think Yimi Garcia is really good. But Clase is someone I think, even though the Mariners have outfield issues, I do think he's someone that's worth giving up on. So, how about your Seattle Mariners? I love this. I love this so much. This is so much better than the alternative. I admire the heck out of what they're doing right now. They've played like crap, and instead of saying, well, this is a reason to not believe in this roster, nope. They said, we're playing like crap. We need to go get better. I asked them in the video before Womp Womp, I asked them to go get better, and they listened specifically to me. They went and got better. I love this. Now, shouldn't be done. Shouldn't be done. You got to get at least one more back. But I admire the heck out of what they're doing right now. Good for you, Seattle Mariners. Tell me what you think. Please hit like and subscribe. Appreciate all the support. Yimi Garcia, Seattle Mariner. Fun little 12 hours or so. Probably closer to 15. Whatever. I'm still wearing the same outfit as yesterday.